Hey, Whiskey Tube. Welcome to the DBS Tasting Room. Today we have a special guest.
Hey guys, I'm Randall. I'm the supreme ruler, dictator of the DBS group. You'll be seeing a lot of me.
I don't know about that. I mean, we may see a lot of you. Maybe too much.
You. I mean, I'm the leader. So
but he's good.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Why don't you tell everyone what we're doing today?
Yeah. So today we have a fun treat for everybody. Today is our DBS monthly get together where we all get drunk, and so what we're doing is a Scotch blend. And what I thought would be a fun idea is let's make our own DBS proprietary blend. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing here today.
Yeah, that's exciting. I can't wait.
Yeah, discover each region here. And what I have in front of me is the Glen Kinchi 12. This is from the Lowlands region. This one is kind of known for being more of the woody style. So that way, each region has their own little piece of the puzzle. So hopefully this will add a little bit of element for our blend and help me win.
Okay. All right. So yeah, to kind of echo on Donnie, so what's unique is we're doing each of the 5 regions. And we can't go over a third of each region just because it'll be a little too powerful for that region. So we wanted to kind of mix it up. What I have in front of us today, I have the Campbeltown. This is the Glen Scotia. And this is from the Campbeltown region, which is kind of a composite area in Scotch that has a lot of these different regions joined together. So it has a lot of different flavors from multiple regions.
Well, and so to piggyback on that, one of the reasons for sure is there's only really 2 active distilleries in Campbeltown right now.
Yeah, good point.
It used to be the Scotch mecca. Almost all export from Scotland in regards to Scotch, whether it was blended or a single malt, came from Campbeltown. But over the time, they were a port city, and so instead of building the train roads in there to actually export their whiskey, they unfortunately had a meltdown and almost all of the distilleries closed. So
logistics failed them.
Yeah, sorry.
That's unfortunate. Moving over, we have the Glenlivet 12. This is a Speyside representative. This is your baseline Scotch. I'm going to say for pretty much everything. It's going to get your entry level. It's super cheap. You got $25 at Costco. You're going to get one of these.
Yeah.
It's got some good fruity flavors, vanilla, banana, and it's just a mellow Scotch. So this is going to be our Speyside.
I think, and one thing too is both of these, which is interesting, are both double cask, right? So they're both double wood, meaning they were done the same way. The only difference is this one's a finished in sherry. Yeah. So the idea behind this was let's throw a signature whiskey from each region of Scotland that we have also had as a group collectively, so that we have an idea on the flavor profile, and let's bring those together so that we can try to make this blend as accurate as we possibly can. So for me, I went with the Laphroig Quarter Cask. So this is your Islay whiskey. Now you're going to get the peated whiskeys from this region. So you're looking at your Gilhomans, your Ardbegs, your Lagavulins. It's a great name. You got a lovely Gaelic there. Yeah. But so this one's going to have a ton of that peated smokiness. This one's a really sweet whiskey too. So we actually tried this not too long ago. I think it was a couple weeks ago. Me and Randall had done when we were doing some blend tasting. This one came up as one of my favorite Laphroigs. So that's why we decided to go with this one. This is and this is an NAS, so it's a non-age statement. Okay. Yeah.
That's the same question. Do we have a Glen Scotia? Do we know the age on that one?
I think this is also an NAS. This is a 12. No, this may be a 12. No, it's an NAS. So we're looking at non-age statement for the Glen Scotia, a non for the Laphroig.
12s.
12 for that. 12 for the Glenlivet, and then of course the Highlands region. We can't forget the Highlands region. We're looking at a Glen Borenji. This is their 12 Sherry LaSanta. This is probably my favorite all well-rounded drink any kind of day because it's very reasonably priced, and
what's the price point on that one?
So this one you should be able to get this for under $50 anywhere. It doesn't matter where it's at.
Sometimes it's a solid buy.
100%. Mm-hmm. It really is really good. In fact, this is one of those whiskeys that we will get people to like Scotch whiskey by introducing them to this, or even really the Glenlivet 12.
Both those. Yeah, the Glenlivet you see everywhere.
Yeah.
But the Glenmorangie you kind of got to look a little bit. But it's worth it.
Yeah. These are 2 strong entry levels. This one and the Islay, not necessarily. Nope. Although, for the Islay was actually the first. I brought an Ardbeg Wee Bestie. It was my first intro to the group.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I had no idea what I was doing. I brought it in there, and they're like,
whiskey.
"Oh, yeah, that was some smoke."
It's good. It was good, though. I mean, considering it was just really smoking for someone who hadn't had that before, it might have been a turnoff on.
I had no idea what I was doing.
Well, no, he's still here, though. So
True.
that's a good thing, right?
So
Yeah,
Donnie's
we-
blend is not going to have any of the left.
Yeah.
Very little.
So the idea that what we're doing today, guys, again, we're gonna blend these 5 whiskeys. So the one rule we decided to pick up on was we want to use at least 35% or no less than 35% of each individual whiskey to in the blend, so that we can at least get 3. We want to get at least 3 at minimum in our blend, so we just don't all put 100% of this thing in a drop of the smoke.
I mean, you're going to win if you do that.
Yeah, well, sure, because
It's competition, so.
Yeah.
There's a $100 cash prize at the end. 50?
Yeah.
There is a prize, but we'll have to tell him what that is later, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
I was just, okay.
Yeah.
You'd think the dictator would know, but
Oh yeah, right. Like I thought he was the supreme dictator.
Is there a coup going on? Like, what's
I mean, and it's quote the dictator, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah. Okay.
wear it proudly.
You got that? All right. So
I got it.
just to recap, guys, we're looking at your Highlands, Glen Borenji 12, your Islay, Laphroig Quarter Cask.
The Glenlivet, the Speyside Double Cask. And then we have the Campbeltown Glen Scotia.
Yep, rounding out with the Lowlands, the Glen Kinchi 12.
Yep. So we've got a nice range here. These are all entry level whiskeys too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
this is why we picked these ones to go from there. So
Bam.
wow.
Well, I'd say let's get to the blending. Sean, you want to grab the
Yeah.
lab supplies we have there? Just a quick
Sure.
reminder, we're doing a 50 ml sample. No more than 35% can be added per bottle, and we'll see what we can come up with.
Yeah, this is exciting. You guys.
What are we drinking?
Oh yeah, so we tell the viewers what we're drinking here. Why don't we cheers to start?
Oh, let's cheers.
Cheers.
I might need a reload here.
This is an Aberlour 12. An Aberlour. Sorry, Aberlour.
Aberlour.
If we put that up here, it would win every time.
The nose on this guy is incredible, but you guys already know we're Aberlour fans.
We can't get into that because it's going to be bad. Let's go ahead and open these things. Okay.
By the way, 4 out of the 5 of these have Glen in their name. Just wanted to point that
Is
out.
it 4?
Yeah.
No, it's 3.
Glen Kinchi, Glen Scotia.
3.
Wait, Glenlivet and Glenmorangie. What do you mean they all?
Oh yeah, I guess so. It's Glenkinchie.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess. I think Glenkinchie's the only one where it's like the one word.
It's got Glen in there.
Well, Glenmorangie, I guess, is also one word. So yeah, you're right. All right, guys, here we go. By the way, we are not. We have no clue what we're doing. I'm not gonna lie.
I do. I'm an expert.
Oh, okay. So I don't claim to be anything when it comes to blending whiskeys
That's
at
high
all.
expectation there.
So whatever I do here, you guys, sorry, I apologize. But mine's gonna be really, really simple. Are we gonna smell and kind of like sample as we go through? Oh my god,
Yeah.
mine's already.
I'm so precise. I'm measuring this with a thing called math.
Oh, you're gonna use math.
I'm gonna use math.
But you're cheating though, because you're using your calculator
It's-
on your phone.
Well, I want to make sure it's right.
Good luck with that. Donnie, what's your plan of attack here? What are you kind of doing?
Well, when I pour it, whatever it ends up as, I'm just tracking it.
That's
So you
that's
really
what
have
to do.
no idea what you're
See, it's all in the feeling.
So it's almost just like what I'm doing, but you're maybe going a little higher on some of the
Yeah,
others.
it's just
So if I listen, I'm only going to do this because I don't know what's going to happen here with this blend. But I will say this: I would have picked Glenmorangie probably over all these as like my baseline, just because it's got such a nice finish, and then I would have topped it off with a little bit of this Laphroig just for some smokiness. But that Glen Kinchi, man, and even that Glen Scotia, it's got a ton of fruitiness because it's done 1 year. It's actually only finished in Pedro Jimenez sherry cask, so you're gonna get that real sweet and dark fruit flavor out of it. Just smell it. I mean, you can get it off the nose.
Do I get to try this one?
Yeah, you can try some. Here,
This is the one I've never had. I've had all the other ones. All right.
So I've tried these beforehand. So
Yeah, I've had all these, so I do know where I'm at there.
oh man, this is gonna be tricky.
Ooh.
Masterpiece complete.
It's done. It's complete.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Are you
So let's
sure?
hold them up. Yeah.
I was gonna say, bottle's gone. I'd say let's
Yeah.
just get to the pouring here.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll start with my blend. It is 10 ml of the Glen Kinchi 12, 10 of the Glenlivet, 10 of the LaSanta. Oh, sorry, 10 of the Glen Scotia, and I went 15 LaSanta, 4 Laphroig.
Okay. So it's gonna be kind of close to mine,
Pretty
Like,
close,
even?
but I'm edging out what our likely favorite bottle is in the LaSanta.
Yeah.
So I cheated yours because it almost guarantees me a win over you.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do here, guys. So before we start tasting this, is we're gonna rank this on our normal scale. So we're gonna be looking at the nose, the palate, and the finish. It's gonna be out of 1 through 5. We can also use half points just to kind of edge that out a little bit more.
4.5s, 3.5s,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Just,
And then we'll tally it up at the end.
I'm
We'll
going to get
see
15,
who-
so it's fine.
Oh, Lord.
No, he's
We'll
not
see.
good.
It's a W.
And we'll see who wins.
Yeah, and then the surprise part about this is the winning blend is actually going to go against our DBS tasting event tonight, so that should be exciting.
Yeah, and it's all blended whiskeys for tonight.
Yes.
We have
Can we share with what our top bottle is for our blend?
Well, we have a couple. So I think
the top.
the Johnny Walker Blue is probably one of the more expensive ones that we're going with tonight.
Yep.
But that Dalwhinnie Teaspoon 22-year is gonna win. I'm just gonna tell you right now.
Well,
Okay.
It's not even a real blend. I mean, it is a blend.
That's not even fair.
Teaspooning, guys, if you know what that is, great. If you don't, go online and look at it. It just means that they put a teaspoon of another whiskey in the same region, and they call it a blend, and they can export it at a lower cost. So we're not gonna get into that, but it's
usually good stuff.
It's yes.
All
So
right.
let's do it, guys. All right, guys.
Start.
So cheers.
So the Donnie Blend.
This is the Donnie Blend. Do you have a name for this blend?
Jeez.
The winner.
The winner. Okay, I like that.
I think I put too much
Laphroig.
Isla in there.
I kind of like
How
the
much did you
nose.
put?
4.
Only 4, and it comes out strong. Yeah.
This is strong.
Is it? But is it overpowering though?
No, it's
No,
not.
it was just the first scent. Like it's the first bit of aroma.
It just
you
smells
get.
like a little musk.
See, I get the same thing, but I think when we had that
But it smells
Laphroig,
pretty good.
that's what I'm saying. When we had that
It balances
Laphroig,
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
we said the same thing. I said, you know what? This is a peated whiskey, but it's not overbearing. It's not like a punch in the face with that peat. And I will say this, guys, just so you guys know, and if you watched us or seen some of our reviews or even seen anything that we've done on social media, the three of us, we are definitely not the peated whiskey fans in the group. So
Pass.
But but all of us have used. Actually, every single one of us used peated. Yep, we all did.
Yeah.
We all have the Laphroig in here, so we all use some of the peated
There's
whiskey.
something about a little smoke.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Just a little bit. It just
Right.
it adds the layer of complexity.
let me tell you right now. I wish honestly that we would have picked that Bruichladdich Port Charlotte because it is amazing.
Yeah.
I had it the other day and it is incredible.
I mean,
and this
it
Laphroig is
smells-
fantastic too. But
Out of 5?
This
Yeah,
nose is
fine.
great. I mean, it starts off with that
Nose is
smoke,
pretty good,
but
man.
now it's balancing out with the fruits. That LaSanta's coming in.
yeah,
a
I'm
little
getting
spicy.
I'm getting the sherry too. I'm getting that kind of like that like richness, nuttiness almost.
Well, so you got an even comparison with the Glen Kinchi, Levitt, and the Scotia.
Yeah, well, so I wanted the woodiness, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the things I
Yeah.
definitely wanted from the Glen Kinchi. But the LaSanta, it's got like a spicy and sweet. That's why it's such a good bottle.
And I'm not getting there's not like an overabundance of wood in
No.
this. But you can definitely get that it's
It
funny.
goes.
It's funny because this is not if you told me this is a non-age statement whiskey, I'd go, no, there's no way. I mean there's gotta be something sitting over at least 10 years in this.
I think it'd be fair to guess a 12-year on this one, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously
12
we
is-
know.
Yeah.
So, but I mean,
It's strong up front, definitely with the peat, but then it's pretty mild. And
It
with
went
the
back
nose,
to peat to me, actually.
at the end.
No,
Yeah.
in the nose has like 4 or 5 parts to it to me.
yeah, it does. It's got a lot going on. This is so crazy. This
It's
is
definitely
nuts.
woody. You can, yeah.
This is nuts. Okay.
You
pretty
got
good.
smoke,
I'm gonna
fruits.
put my nose in there. So I got my rating for it. And guys, we're impartial here. I mean,
I'm gonna
we're
add a
gonna
half
be
point
fair.
to mine.
We're gonna be fair. I'll be fair. Donnie won't be fair. Randall will give himself all 5s because
This is pretty damn good.
All right.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's-
I know where I'm ranking this one on the nose.
Okay, so there's a lot of wood on the palate. There's more wood on the palate than there is on the nose. In fact, it's probably one of the most prominent features that I'm getting out of this is
Wood and
the
peat.
wood, the wood and peat.
Honestly,
But
I don't get the Laphroig.
No,
Which
no.
is good for me because I'm not.
I'm getting the Kinchi. I'm getting a lot of the wood. I'm getting the wood and kind of that
Yeah.
lemon bar.
I
Like
should have
that
added
sour
an extra
citrus.
milliliter of LaSanta to get the sherry.
It would have brought it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
failed. That 1 milliliter.
If you were
cost me-
looking for sherry
Well, I wanted that
Or-
I wanted to finish with the sherry.
or the Glen Scotia because it's also sherry. But I don't think.
Yeah, but it's a little. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know what you mean. It's definitely not. So the Borenji is done longer in that. So the Glen Scotia is a minimum. I'm going to say this: at least 12 months. I don't know why distilleries do that, but at least 12 months means minimum 12 months. Could be.
So I'm not getting any Glenlivet on this at all.
No, it's you know why?
Pretty
Because
varied.
the European and
That's
that
the
American
water
oak-
that you added.
Yeah, you didn't add water. I don't think.
Well, the Glenlivet is the water.
Oh.
It's the baseline. It's good, but it's just.
But I'm not getting any banana, so none of the Glenlivet's
Yeah,
coming
you know
through here.
So I like the palate, but the finish is smoky for me. The finish is where that Laphroig really comes through, and it'll shine if you like it, and it's gonna be dull if you don't.
Yeah. So mine is an even distribution of all of the whiskeys that we had. I need a little bit more here. I think, and we're good there.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's good.
So I went with 10 milliliters of all 5. So 50 mils,
Easy.
a little bit more. And it was about a little bit more on each one. So it's pretty even, evenly split. So let's dig in, guys. Let's cheers.
All right, man.
Cheers.
Bon jovi. Okay.
Is it me or is it the peat coming stronger off Donnie's?
I think there's less peat in
It
mine.
feels like there's less peat in this.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
There is less peat in this in the nose.
Maybe
Now you can always, break your when I try to kill your nose a little bit. No, there's less. I actually get more sherry in this.
That's so weird.
I get more fruity on the nose here. That is crazy, Donnie. I used more
Yeah.
by a lot.
by a substantial.
I mean, it's
by
there,
almost
but
double.
I thought it was gonna be a punch. Maybe it's because I was expecting the punch.
Maybe.
But here's the thing. I told you that
Psyched
Laphroig Quarter Cask is not all that peaty. It is peaty, but it's not overbearing. We
Yeah.
talked about this again.
Yeah.
It's-
Maybe we're used to it now too.
No, it could be, but I don't think so.
On the nose, I don't necessarily get. It's the palate that where you get used to it.
I'm gonna say this,
Yeah,
and this is true for Donnie's too. There is no ethanol on the nose. I mean, I can get into my nose all the way in there.
Well, most of them were under 46.
You're right. We didn't talk about
Most
that.
of them weren't cast strength.
Yeah, no, none of them were cast strength.
Yeah.
But no,
I think the Laphroig was stronger actually.
it might have been 46. That may have been the highest. I'll have to go back and look, but I'm gonna jump into this, guys. The nose is really inviting here.
I'm gonna rate it first. I mean, this nose is. Wow.
Okay, so this is the inverse. I get more. I get way more peat on the palate than I do on the nose.
Oh yeah.
This is crazy.
Oh wow.
So what does that do? It's literally the opposite of what happened in your pour, Donnie.
I feel like I'm just drinking the Laphroig.
Really?
No, I don't think it's that much.
It's up front. It's weird. With Donnie's, the Laphroig came in at the end,
Yeah, in the
which
finish.
is a strong peat flavor. For this,
And the
the
nose.
Laphroig is in the beginning,
Yeah.
and then the finish is a lot smoother for me at least.
This has a little bit longer finish, I think.
Yeah.
Just not by a small
Yeah.
margin.
But
than,
they're the
than
same
yours did.
scotches.
But there's
But that's what's
there's
cool
a-
about the blending process,
Yeah, there's
right?
a
The small
substantial
changes.
but there's a substantial difference in what we put in our whiskeys. That's
Right.
why that's why we're getting so much. Because you got to realize that Glen Scotia even, and we didn't even talk about this, that double cask or they call it double cask. It's done in American oak, and it's also finished for a year in those sherry casks. So did I use more of the Glen? No, we used the same. So that's what it is crazy that's the case. But I also use more Glen Kinchi, I think.
Yeah.
No, I just use
No, use
less.
the
I
same.
just use less Glenlivet and less LaSanta.
LaSanta.
It's just an overall. This is good. This is crazy. I would drink this.
Yeah.
This would be another one I'd go. So it is this one for sure on the palate, guys.
it's more peat.
There's a lot more peat. There's a lot more peat, but there's no wood. I just get peat.
Yep.
Peat, and I get a little bit of sweetness. There's a little bit of nuttiness, maybe.
It's still enjoyable.
Yeah.
Do you get any banana? So the Glenlivet. So I will say this right now. That Speyside region is like hard in banana.
Yep.
It's one of the primary staples in any Glenlivet. I don't know if I get it on this one, but I mean I like the palate.
I'm
I
getting
think
the
I
smoke
like.
in my nose.
I think I like your
Brent,
palate.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I like your palate
Yeah.
better. I'm not gonna lie. I mean I'm just flat out.
Yeah. I rated yours actually higher in 2 categories.
However, I like the finish on this one better,
'Cause
which is crazy.
it's similar, a little longer.
A little bit longer.
Even though I don't really like smoke all that much, there's a little bit more to it on the finish.
Yeah, dude, can
Magic.
I get that?
Magic. No.
How do we?
I wish my house got cleaned that fast.
Jeez, man. Okay. All right.
All right. So we've already gone through the losers. There's no point to tally these up, boys, because we're gonna get 5s across the board here. So I have this is what I call Breakfast of Champions. That's the name. So let's just pour it out. Should I describe it first? Yeah.
Well, you could do it at the same time, unless you can't
That's too many
multitask.
things. That's too many things. At
Donnie,
once.
what do we call yours again?
It was the winner, but
The winner.
based
That's okay.
on-
I like
based on
it.
my ratings, it's not true.
So the winner, the Trumpers. and the breakfast of losers. Is that what he's calling this thing?
Sure. Champions.
Yeah.
It's a dub. Easy dub.
What did I say?
All right. So let me break down the components here.
Do it.
So this is a lot different than these guys. So we got 17.5 of the Glenmorangie. First of all, 52 milliliters is my total here.
Okay.
17.5 of the Glen Scotia. 12.5 of the Glenlivet. I got 1.7 of the Laphroig. I just wanted this just a little bit.
Yep.
0 Glen Kinchi. Just threw that out. And then I have 0.8 of water.
Yeah.
I wanted to, because
Glen
I
Kinchi,
like
man.
I like a little bit of water in my scotch, a little bit of ice. That's how I enjoy it. So usually what I do is when I'm drinking a neat scotch, I drink it neat first, smell it, taste it. Then I add a couple drops of water. And that's usually when it gets way better for me. It just grows with the water.
Sure,
So
you know,
I thought, why not just add water to this? Jump off the bat with the W. And that's exactly what we have here.
So you're saying we don't have to add any water to this? Is that what you're saying?
You don't, no.
Okay.
It's you do not.
So I'm excited. So I will say I think you followed, you were obviously followed it a little closer than I think Donnie and I did in regards to like your actual measurements on it. So I'm excited to see what's going on. I will say the color maybe is a little darker on this one. Maybe just a little bit.
Notice that.
We didn't really get into that, and we do rank their colors and we look at all that
This is
stuff. So
darker.
cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Let's do it.
This is the one.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Holy crap. So the nose wins here.
I mean,
the nose wins. This nose
should
is
I start
fantastic.
making it?
This nose is
Should I start
fantastic.
making the bottle?
So
Should I
far.
start making the bottle?
Okay, so here's what's crazy. There's ethanol on the nose. Now,
Yeah.
there was not any ethanol on either Donnie or mine at all. There's a little bit on the nose here. It's not crazy, but it's there. It's just
definitely there.
really light.
The smoke is gone for me.
Yeah,
it's
there's
not
almost
there.
So I like the smell.
But it's in there. 1.7.
there is. We know there's a peat in here. We know there's a peated whiskey.
Honestly, I'm getting at the nose at the end for the peat.
maybe at
I'm
the end
getting
of the
the
nose.
sherry.
I'm getting a lot of the sherry. You know what? Actually, I'm getting more banana. I'm getting the
I
Glenlivet
find the
come
bananas
through.
break a little bit.
Finally, the Glenlivet is coming through here with
I'm
that
getting the
double.
sherry cask. I'm getting the vanilla molasses.
There's a lot going on here. Holy crap, man!
I mean,
This
I
is
don't know.
complex.
Should I just not rate mine, to be fair?
Well, then you're gonna lose because our
Fair.
scores will
Well,
still outrank.
that's true.
I mean, if you want to be
I mean,
honest.
your
here.
shines some areas, but like I said, it's missing a little smoke. It's not like
good.
it's dominating Sean's nose.
I'm gonna jump into it, guys.
Wow.
Okay, so the finish here is the longest finish of the three that we've
It
had.
definitely is.
There's some oiliness there. It's sitting there in my mouth. I get more of the LaSanta finish here than I did with any of the other whiskeys that we
Way
have.
oilier.
There's a lot more viscosity here, and maybe the color. I mean, obviously I like to always look at the color, and even though unfortunately, a lot of distilleries will put artificial coloring in it,
Yeah.
and that's fine. It's totally fine. But when you look at a nice dark whiskey, it's like you feel like it's rich and it's deep and there's a lot going on to it.
Right. Usually, the darker the whiskey, the longer it's matured.
Yeah.
And that's true because it's sitting in the wood. That's actually if you look at the normal whiskey scale that we've seen on documentaries, you just look online. One of the big ones is the golden port or the golden dram or whatever the name of that one is. Sorry, we'll fix that. It'll be up here somewhere, like the real name of it. And they have a great I think it's at Johnny Walker, their library where they have all the bottles of how long it matures and how much you lose through the angel share, but also how dark the whiskey gets in the same wood.
It's such a
throughout
cool
a 30-year. It's great, and it's 100% true.
I just want to grab that image. Maybe we'll still frame it or something. It's.
I'll throw it up here. I'll throw it up because it
It's
looks
a cool
really
image.
cool.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what we talk about when I say the richness of the color. You know what I mean? Because it is synonymous with the flavor too. You get a lot of that out of it. I'm going to say something, Randall. The finish here is really good, man.
The finish is good, but the palate.
the
I
palate-
think the water might cut too deep for me.
This is not my favorite of the palate. It's
I
not.
think without the water, it would have been better. However, without adding that Glen Kinchi, might have been a solid move.
I think I like.
and I like it too,
Without
but
it, yeah.
it prevented it from drying out.
I think I like Donnie's palate the most. I think I like your palate overall the most.
It's funny.
It's just
It's
in
whatever.
the generalization
Yeah.
with it. There was a lot going on in the palate, but the nose here is a punch.
The nose is.
It's a punch,
is
and the
one.
finish here is a punch too.
The finish, yeah. The finish is also really good with this.
Let me say something, guys. We have
getting a lot of
had three
bananas.
totally randomly, completely different blends with 5 of the same exact whiskeys,
Yeah, it's so weird.
and they all are different. Every single one we had is completely different. That's crazy.
So try this at home.
All right, so just to recap, guys, we made our blended whiskeys. All 3 of us made 50 milliliter blended whiskeys. We from all 5 regions of Scotland. So from our Lowlands, we picked the Glenkinchie 12. From our Campbeltown, we went with the Glen Scotia Double Cask. From Speyside, we used our Glenlivet Fantastic 12 Double Oak. From the Islay region, we used the Laphroig Quarter Cask. And from Highlands, one of my favorites, the Glen Borenji LaSanta 12 year.
Which is what we're cheersing to right now.
Oh yeah, that's what we got sitting here. So Donnie, why don't you announce the winner?
Yeah, after tallying the results and looking at it, we determined that the winner was not me.
Was it me?
It was our fearless dictator.
Well, I mean, we could have called that. We could have called that.
Randall took the W. It was by a slim margin to Sean. Sean took second place. So we are going to rename mine from the winner to the loser because I took last place.
All right, guys. So why don't you grab your glasses here and cheers to you.
And cheers to you.
And from the Dram Bell Society, may you enjoy your dram 1 grain at a time.
All right.
It's got a nice, medium overall. It's for sure. You don't expect anything crazy.
You get a medium finish out of it.
For sure. And it's 43%. Yeah, 43%. So it's a little bit higher.